welcome to the 2007 Magic the Gathering World Championships. I'm Randy Buehler here with Brian David Marshall. This is the biggest Worlds ever. 388 competitors, over 80 countries represented, blowing away previous records for Worlds. We're in New York. I think that had a lot to do with it. It's a little bit of a compressed format, makes it a little easier for people to come. Just awesome tournament so far. It's going to be 2 days of preliminary competition, so 8 rounds a day, cut to the top 8. Saturday is the team day, something new there too. They're going to be playing two-headed giant for the team competition. All sets up Sunday. Sunday's going to be awesome.
Sunday's going to be great. We're going to be playing the top 8 of the World Championships. We're going to determine who takes the title from reigning champion Makihito Mahara,
right.
or maybe if he can hold on to it. I mean, he's got a median finish of I think top 8 in Pro Tour. In Pro Tours he plays in. We're going to decide the Player of the Year title.
That's right.
While we're doing that, more than likely.
You want Saito, or is Kenji going to make a run?
I'm going to go with Kenji.
Kenji?
Or the Luis Scott Vargas long shot.
Wow.
If Saito finishes below 200 and Kenji doesn't finish in the top 64, and LSV wins the event and wins the team competition, he can be the Player of the Year.
All right, definitely something we'll be keeping an eye on. We've also got a car to be given away on Sunday.
$30,000 car.
$30,000 car for side events. Main event guys can't get that. That's just going to be everybody playing in the public side events this weekend, competing for that. So that should be awesome. And then it's all going to be broadcast to you on the webcast. So 1 o'clock Eastern time on Sunday, tune into the webcast, check in on all the action. If you're in the area, come to town. Meanwhile, the tournament has now started. Hall of Fame induction ceremony was last night. We'll probably talk a little more about that. Pretty cool. They put the 4 Hall of Famers in the feature match area this round. They put up a nice 3-1, sort of representing the old school. I've been watching Standard. This first round has been a lot of fun. Just watching the decks and the technology, and people have put together various combinations of things. And what did you see in the first round?
Well, I mean, I definitely saw a lot of people playing decks that we've seen. We've seen mannequin decks. We've seen the Sonic Boom deck. We've seen, all sorts of Pickles control decks.
Fairy decks.
But people have had time to think about the format. And what they've come to a lot of different conclusions. We've seen a lot of red-green big mana decks.
Sure.
We've seen the one deck, we've seen a lot of elves.
True.
And the one elf deck,
Tsuyoshi Fujita's
that
deck?
was truly exciting.
I heard about this.
It's doubly exciting. First of all, Tsuyoshi Fujita, one of the things he's famous for is designing Masashiro Kuroda's Kobe-winning Pro Tour deck.
Yep.
Tsuyoshi Fujita's deck for this weekend was designed by Masashiro Kuroda.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's excellent.
Cool.
And so he's hoping that he can return the favor and make Tsuyoshi Fujita a champion this weekend.
Nice.
He's playing an elf deck.
Now, I heard Kenji's playing an elf deck, too. Is Kenji playing the same deck?
I don't know. I haven't seen Kenji's
I'll have to
list
check that
yet.
down. I know Kenji's playing an elf deck. But there's some technology in this elf deck.
This is
not
a
just
card
an elf
I was
deck.
not expecting. There are a number of cards you looked at Lorwyn, and there's 10 or 20 cards that you really identify as big game tournament cards. Shriek Maw is going to be good. Cryptic Command,
Garrett Wildspeaker. Yeah.
How about 1,000-Year Elixir?
What is that? That's the one that gives them haste?
Creatures with tap abilities have haste.
Okay.
And then 1 mana tap, I believe.
Untap a creature?
You can untap a creature.
Nice.
Razormane.
So it does nothing on its own?
Nothing on its own.
Right.
Opponent has Razormane Mastercore.
Right.
And there's an Immaculate on the elf side with 2 elves.
Okay.
And Razormane goes to do its thing, and next thing you know, there's 6 counters on an elf. And
that was played Immaculate into Mastercore.
Right.
The guy can untap and kill everything, and he's just like, no, it's got haste, 4 counters on this, 4 counters on that, go. It's like,
that got out of hand very quickly.
Fun stuff. The other deck that's been a lot of fun to watch is you had a nice, interesting teaming of Pat Chapin, Mark Herberholz, and Gabriel Nassif. The 3 of them, they've been part of big, elaborate teams with internet mailing lists in the past. And these are 3 well-respected deck builders. They got together with just the 3 of them. They just essentially, they all got together for a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks before the event. They're like, we're just going to build a deck, just the 3 of us. And what has emerged from that collaboration is apparently spreading. Chapin is hawking it like a used car salesman. They've got a Dragonstorm variant. It's mono red. Dragonstorm, Pyromancer Swath with Graveshot is kind of the backup plan. And they've also got Spinerock Knoll in there, the red hideaway land, so they can get, apparently, the deck is all shocks and things, not that hard to deal 7, unveil some stuff, craziness.
Right. It's very similar to the Aussie Storm decks.
Right.
A lot of people consider those decks dead.
Right.
After the rotation of Lorwyn.
Right.
Because you lost the Hatching Plans and Perilous Research combo.
Right.
Because Hatching Plans rotated out. you didn't have enough card drawing, you lost Seething Song.
Yep.
So you only have one set of Dark Rituals
Right.
that you can play with. Nah, it's not stopping them. And the Spine Ridge Knoll is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
It's just very exciting. Apparently, at one point,
Yeah, so
Dave Williams.
So Chapin and Heasy and Nassif essentially sold the deck. Dave Williams, Bob Maher, and John Finkel all purchased it in exchange for 10% of any money they might win at the tournament. So essentially acquired the technology. Those guys are running the deck. Apparently the story is that Williams didn't have a deck. Williams made the trade for the 10%, and now he's playtesting the deck. Maher gets a look at it once in. Finkel gets a look at it once in. It's just beating everything in their playtesting last night. I guess they're all staying at Finkel's place in Manhattan. So, yeah, Williams in the first round, he's got 2 of the Spine Ridge Knolls, unveils one with Bogart and Hellkite. That gets countered, so he unveils the other one, Dragonstorm for 7. It's a pretty good pocket pair for Williams in that story.
Yeah, very exciting.
Anyway, the U.S. national team is also apparently playing that deck, so be interesting to see. I heard a bet last night over dinner, how many decks in the top 8 will not have Cryptic Command, Garruk Wildspeaker, or Shriek Maul. Those are the 3 cards that are thought to really define this metagame, but the Dragonstorm deck doesn't.
Doesn't have any of those cards.
No, it doesn't have any of them. If that deck makes a run, it's kind of an interesting time. It's always like round 1 of a constructed Pro Tour, especially a standard Pro Tour, and you got all the little pockets of technology coming out of the woodwork, and people are starting to get a sense, and the room's starting to buzz with who's doing what. So
weighted 1,000-year elixir finish on your list of cards.
Right, exactly. We'll see. We got 5 rounds of standard today, and then there'll be a booster draft tonight for the 8 rounds today. We'll be watching them here. Stay tuned to the Tournament Center as we find out what the future standard is going to look like when the dust settles from day 1 of the World Championships.